Good evening. I'd like to call to order the Village of Gurnee Planning and Zoning Board for this Wednesday, June 1st, 2022. Could we have roll call, please?
Present.
Oh,
Wait,
wait.
well, you got a wrong list. We'll start again. Could we have roll call, please?
Present.
Here.
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 Present. We do have a quorum. If everyone would please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. First item on the, boy, the mic is nice and hot tonight. Item on the agenda for this evening is the approval of the minutes from our meeting that was held on May 4th. Does anybody have any comments, questions, or changes? If not, a motion to approve would be in order. Moved by Mr. Campbell.
Second.
Second by Mr. Pasak. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is a public hearing request from State Career College. It's a special use permit request. It's proposed to be located at 3575 Grand Avenue.
Yep.
Claire, is this here?
State Career College is requesting a special use permit to allow the establishment and operation of a vocational school located at 3575 Route 132, Suites C1, C2, and C3. The subject property is zoned C2 EGG, Community Commercial East Gate Grand Gateway District, and a vocational business school requires a special use permit in this district. The applicant is in attendance to present their request, and on this matter, the Planning and Zoning Board will make a recommendation that will be forwarded to the Village Board for their determination.
Thank you. As this item is a public hearing, I would request anybody from the petitioner or members of the general public that intend to either give testimony or ask questions to please stand to be sworn in by the village attorney.
If you could stand up and raise your right hand. And is anyone else going to comment on this? Talk about the proposal? Okay, then you can raise your hand as well. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Okay, you may be seated.
Okay, at this time, I'll turn the floor over to the petitioner, and we do record these, so if you could please use the microphone. Thank you. State your name for the record, please.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Teresa Tangonan. I am from State Career College. I am representing State Career College, and I'm here due to the proposed location at 3575 Grand Avenue, Suite C123, Gurnee. It's the entire third floor that we are occupying. Next. State Career College has been established May 2007. We actually turned 15 years about 2 weeks ago. I am the founder of State Career College. We've been in operation. I've been doing this for about 32 years, starting from the city. Next. Operational pedagogy. State Career College is a teaching institution that not only paves the way for students to have successful careers, but also for a lifetime growth and learning. Teaching style facilitates meaningful understanding in real-world simulation. State Career College has a lot of partnership in the community. We have a partnership with Lake County Health Department, Vista Health, Advocate, and all the little clinics in the surrounding areas. We are one of the training sites of Lake County Health Department 8 years ago, where we train medical assistants to comply with the Medicare requirements of the meaningful use of medical assistance. I'm very proud to say we had a 100% passing rate. We are We were in Waukegan for 14 years. We're about a mile away from where we are right now. We have accreditation. We have approved by the Illinois Board of Higher Education. We're nationally, institutionally accredited by Accrediting Bureau of Health Education, Department of Education. We're one of the institutions in the country with zero violation. Feel free to Google my name, Teresa Tango, and you'll see we're one. I think there's only 3 in the country. When they went to our school for 5 days, we had zero violations, zero findings. Illinois Department of Public Health, we have nursing assistant program, and we are recognized by the IDPH. We have the Illinois Department of Financial and IDPFR is through because of our nursing program. Our nursing program is my baby. We just started pre-pandemic, so it's a very small program. This is my newest program, the practical nursing program. So we have 4 programs that are active and approved by the state. The Basic Nursing Assistant Training Program is commonly known as CNA. We don't call them CNA because when they're in school, they're not yet certified. That program is on hold due to staffing issues, so we're not sure we're going to start a program again. Chairside Assistant Program, it's not a common program. It's called, AKA known as a dental assistant. It's a program created for the naval base, for the Navy about 12 years ago. So they gave us a curriculum. We created that program to cater to the naval base. So they could work as a dental assistant, but not in the front desk, so they do hands-on. We have a medical assistant program. This is a program that is 45 weeks, and practical are both hybrid program. These are the 2 programs that are online, 40%, 20% in a doctor's office for the medical assistant, and 40% will be simulation, a combination of a face-to-face. Practical nursing program is held mostly online and nursing home setting. We need to have the real experience for our students. Next slide, please. So the establishment, maintenance, and operation, this is from the application, and operation of special use will not endanger public health, safety, or welfare. State Career College maintenance and operation of the proposed special use will not endanger the public health, safety, or welfare, will not have any adverse effect or impact on the public due to the nature of the proposed business, the following reason. As we all know, when we're dealing with healthcare, we deal with blood. We have a contract with Stay Recycle where they pick up all our sharp containers, our bloodborne pathogen, and this is required by our accreditation that we have that documented. I explained, like the first one, we have a lot of regulation that we have to abide. State Cares is a vocational school that focuses on healthcare causes and allied health programs. All our programs are health programs just because of our accreditation. We will never offer welding or HVAC just because of the nature of our accreditation. Like I said, we have an online delivery, and we're using Canvas as our learning management system. Right now, we have less than 50 active students. That's for all the programs. And I can give you the breakdown for the next slide. SCC scope of training does not harm to the environment, a highly qualified faculty. We are required by the state that all our instructors, they have certain certification, or they need, if they're nursing program, they need to have the RN license. Will not dispose any hazardous waste materials that's cause harm to the public. Like I explained, we have a Stay Recycle. So that's the only thing that we will dispose, but it's picked up by Stay Recycle, and we have invoice to support that. Will not create noise or nuisance, of course. So this is how our schedule look like. We have 3 blocks. So we have a 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So on Mondays, we have 3 dental students. We have 5 employees. The 5 employees will be the front desk or reception. The second one will be our financial aid. The third one will be our admission. Fourth one will be the instructor. The 5th one will be usually I work from home. I'm the 5th person. That's on Monday, 9 to 1. Then they all leave at 1. So we only have 4 people because one of our admission will go home. So 4 people, 1 to 5. Monday afternoon, we don't have any students at night. They're all online. When it's 0 there, they're all online. On Tuesday, if you see you have 20 students, that's we are only allowed by the credit, we're only allowed to have 20:1 ratio. So even if we have one, we can't. That's the standard from the accreditation. So we have 20 students. If you see, we have 6 employees now because we're increasing another instructor. They're only going to be there from 9 to 1. Then they leave at 1. Then we have our evening class. Then on Wednesday, where we have 5:5, we have, the reason we have 5 now, there are 2 students. Sometimes we allow students to come back and review for board. So we always leave the 2 space if like they went to a maternity leave and they need to practice. So we give them spot. It's part of our mission is a lifetime commitment. One of the things that we do differently is even after 2 years, you call me, you text me, I had a baby or I have to take care of my family. Can I come back? 0 charge. They just have to sign an enrollment agreement, waive tuition fee because of the insurance. So we always leave room for our students who always want to come back, or if they call me, I need to practice on blood draw, can I come back? They're always welcome, so we always leave those 2 spots. Then Thursday again, the 15:00 to 6:00, there are the different group, a different start date. So now we have 6 people, 04. It's the same thing till night class. Then Friday is, we have the 3rd group, the different start dates, different class. We have 15 students only that class, and nothing usually from 1 to 5 is very quiet. And at night, we have the 3rd group again. We have Group A, Group B, Group C. Then Saturday, Sunday, we're closed. So that's the maximum number of students. We only accept 20 students per class for face-to-face, and there are only 3 sessions per day. So the space is only utilized 3 times per week. It's really Monday, Wednesday, there's not a lot, and Tuesday, Thursday, and some Fridays. So we have 42. This is as of the day that I emailed it to, as a Friday, last Friday. Our start is only once a month. We have start of 3-4 students every month, and every month we have students that leave 4 or 5 because it's like a wheel. And next, please. We have 2 sets of permit that we requested. We have the phase 1 and the phase 2. The phase 1 will be all the clinical. Phase 2 will be the administrative. They have not completed phase 1. We still need to comply with with plaster trap, plaster trap and a sign for a bathroom and some wirings. So that's phase 1. Phase 2 is I submitted it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna pass up, I promise. But I'm getting there already. I'm hyperventilating already. We're towards the end. Okay, next one, please. I have fear of public speaking. This is my biggest fear in life. So, this is our classroom. This is the setup of the classroom. If you see, we have 2 examination beds. We had a sink. That's one of, for our MA lab. This is how it's set up. We have not hung up anything yet. We haven't really used the facility yet. We're waiting for this. This is our dental. We simulate the dental office. We have exactly the same what you have. We have all functional dental x-ray, dental chair. So this is where our students, we only have 3 students here. We're allowed to have 20 students. It's just not a very popular program for us. And that's the other half is the lab where they do the molds, they do the lab work, and that's it. I think this is the last. Yes, so this is the classroom. So we have 3 students, so we set up 3 tables. I think that's it. Thank you. Any question?
Who'd like to start? Leanna?
Yeah, sure. Question, on your map, you have a
Yes.
chairside x-ray room.
Right.
Okay. Hard to figure. You're gonna have x-ray?
Yes, we have X-ray, and that is we have approval from the state of Illinois inspection.
Okay, so you do have all the requirements for
We have the
safety.
requirements. That's one of the requirements we have to submit to the state too, for the Board of Education accreditation. The nuclear EIEMA. Yes, that's what we have.
Okay. Just wanted to
Any
make sure.
question?
Thank you.
You're welcome to come and visit me anytime.
So pre-pandemic, how many students did you have?
It's always been the same.
It's always been the same?
It's always been the same. Well, actually, we actually drop about 20%. 20% of our enrollment, we face-to-face.
That's where I was going with. So pre-pandemic it was 100% face-to-face, and you've transitioned now to the
Yes.
hybrid system.
We transitioned temporarily for 1 year, 2 years, if our students will pass the nursing board. And after we saw the result that they're getting job and passing, now we have a permanent hybrid. So that's our approval, like, approval for a hybrid for those long programs.
Todd? Josh?
I have one more question that's not related to the building itself, but I'm just curious, no classes on Monday and Wednesday nights?
On Wednesday, no classes, because let's just give you an overview how we do it. So we have, they do lecture, and we have what we call SharePath. You're in education, but what we call SharePath is a simulation software. So we give you a lecture, we'll give you a simulation. Let's say we have a patient, we can hear, and the teacher can hear. It's amazing technology. So now that's the two practice. There's a third day they have to come to school and show what they watch. Let's say, I'll give you an example. Let's say vital signs. So if the student's saying it's 120/80, it's called SharePath and Shadow Health. So it's through our publisher. That SharePath will give you like a beeping sound before we actually before you draw blood. We let them practice. We give them an orange, and they practice an orange, and they come to the school and they practice. I'm always the guinea pig. So that's how we do it. So that's why it's only few. We are approved to have about, I have to correct myself. I told you on the phone 25% of lab. It's only 40%, 20% of the SharePath software, and Shadow Health, 20% of the face-to-face. So they all like go hand in hand, lecture, simulation, then the real one. And they go to a doctor's office or they go to a nursing home. Because they all go, a lot of our students are working at Lake County Health Department at the moment.
One more, if I follow up, if I may.
Oh, I thought that was coming from
Sorry.
there.
Yeah, the sound system is a little different tonight, right?
Yes. So are you maximizing your student population at about 40, or are you planning on expanding your enrollments?
At the moment, since I don't have the intention to maximize, it's because of a lot of factors. I'm sure you know, in monitoring side, the outcome side. I've owned the school 15 years. I have never went over 50 because I want to know my student by their first name, not by the student ID. Every single student, they know me, they can text me, they can call me, because that's the reason why I started school. I want to make sure that they're not just 350 Social Security, that it's more personal, that that's why I want you to just ask the community of how the job center, I've worked with them for years, for 10 years, of the type of service that we give them. You might think it's corny, but it's true. They're like my family, they're my children. This is my blood and sweat. Everything I own, I put it in this because, like I told you when we were talking, I grew up in the Philippines. I was a dentist back home. I practiced for 4 years. I came from a poor family. And I said to myself that the only way out of poverty is education. And I always tell my students, and I know this is recorded, and I'm very much aware because it's from my heart. I always tell my students that if I don't give you 100% education, I feel like I'm stealing your hard-earned money and the time that should be with your loved ones. They know that from day one. My students don't know me until they graduate. My commitment with them is lifetime. I have students that move out of state with the pandemic, came back. They want to come back and enroll. I said, you don't have to enroll. I don't want you taking the student loan. Come back. And for free.
Yeah, I know that health careers are one of the hot careers, so I was wondering if you were going to try to expand enrollment and then therefore expand on the
I'm afraid of, I'm not sure, are you familiar with program review from the Department of Education. When your enrollment goes up 30%, they're knocking on your door. So I am not, I just want to just stay about. The most, maybe I'll do 60 because of those 0-0 spots. But the 1 to 5 is not very popular because our demographic are 80% single mom, and between 1 to 5, when they pick up their kids, they need to be home. It's hard to sell that slot, so 9 to 1. So I don't think, I can never fill that spot. It's either 9 to 1 or 5 to 9.
I'm good too. At this juncture, I'm going to open the floor to the public. If anybody from the public would like to say something, if you could use the microphone behind you.
There's one behind.
There's one behind you on a stand. And if you could please state your name and address for the record, please.
Yeah, my name is Lane Moyer. I live at 20800 Glengarry Court in Deer Park. I'm the owner of the PPG store right across the street, and owner of a company called Grand Avenue Investments. And we knew, was here. I just have one real quick question, but when he said State College, I didn't know exactly what that was. So Teresa, do you, from a parking?
Sir, just
Yes.
the way it works is you address your questions
Oh,
to
okay.
us, and then I'll close the floor to the public, and then we'll address the question.
I just had a question on parking
Okay.
and the parking there, and if she expanded where she did go to 50 people coming in on site, whether there's adequate parking, because that was, it doesn't sound like it's going to be a huge number, but the only question I had was on parking in the facility.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, at this point in time, I'm going to close the floor to the public. Who's the best person to answer the question about parking? Tracy?
Well, there's almost 400 parking spaces on that site, so I've never seen it even close to being occupied. I think there's enough flexibility between the various types of users that you have there, between offices and some retail. Most of the businesses in that center are probably on the lower traffic generation spectrum in terms of parking, their offices or services. There is the one large retail Salvation Army, but overall, parking should be able to be absorbed. I think we provided some numbers. If this space were to be a restaurant, you would need 48 parking spaces for a restaurant. So, and a restaurant could go in by right. So, even if they had 60, not all 60 would be there at the same time. I think there should be sufficient parking.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, another round of questions from the members of the board?
No, generally in favor.
Okay. At this juncture then, a motion in the form of a recommendation to the village board to be in order. Dave?
I move that we forward a favorable recommendation for the special use permit with the petition as submitted tonight. I thought that the presentation was very professional and very thorough, and I think it meets the standards for special use.
Second.
Second by Josh. Any discussion or questions about the motion? Joanne, could we roll call, please?
Yes.
Aye.
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 Aye, motion carries. As you've probably been told about the process, we recommend to the village board, and the village board will make the final decision. I concur with what was said in the motion. Thank you for a very fine presentation, and Clara will keep you posted in terms of what the next step is. Okay? Thank you. Next meeting on the calendar is scheduled for June 15th, and I believe we have a public hearing.
Yes, we do have a public
Okay.
hearing item at least.
I'm going to open the floor to the public for anything that anyone would want to say that wasn't on tonight's agenda. Close the floor to the public. A motion to adjourn would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
By Mr. Pasak. Second by Mr. Nordentoff. All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Did someone end up with the microphone?